guys, how you going? Okay, let's get into this. I'm going to do a video today. I won't be around for the next few days, but let's go through some funny and weird news. Flim Flam said, "Hey Nan, where are you?" Ready for it? Ah! Nancy Pelosi. Oh, who did that? Oh dear. The Punisher said, "Reminds me of the TikTok nurses during COVID. Everything's a scam." Ultramaga126 said, "These brave warriors want to say thanks for the money, suckers." Okay, let's turn the music down, right? Just imagine the music. Do you remember when the nurses were dancing? Yeah. And I'm sure we've seen this before too. Some of us may have seen it before. How do they have time to dance if they're in a war? If they're fighting a war, how the hell do they have time for this? Okay, Tassie G said maybe the project needs to do a little more research. This from 2017. Aboriginal spending jumps to $33 billion a year. Billion. Where's it going? Where's the money going? That was in October 2017. I thought it was million actually, but it's billion. So all these billions of dollars at the Aboriginals, where's it going? It's not going to them. So where is it going? We have an incompetent government. Laverne Spicer said, "Let me see if I got this right. Biden stopped construction on the border wall. Biden took down surveillance cameras at the border. Biden is having razor wire removed from the Rio Grande. Biden won't let CBP turn away illegals, but it's the Republicans' fault that the illegal population has exploded up to 40 million. Get the fork out of here." Okay, Melinda Richards said, "Everything about this photo is ridiculous." Oh, this is in Australia, okay. It's Antifa again. That looks like it. Look, why are they masked up? If they're so proud of whatever they're doing, why are they all masked up? Most of them. There's a couple there that aren't. Feds. That's what it screams to me. That feds. Just like in the US, we got the same problem. Ron Milner said the superintendent of Baltimore schools, Sonia Santelises, I don't know if I said that right, makes $445,000 per year. Meanwhile, the students in 13 Baltimore high schools have 0 students proficient in maths. Unbelievable. Chuck Costello said, "Just in, Mayo Clinic quietly admits on its website that this here can be used for this." Huh, who would have thought? It's used to treat malaria. It's also used to prevent malaria infection in areas or regions where it's known that other medications may not work. Chloroquine. This one here may be also used to treat that in certain hospital patients. That's what I'm on. It's used to treat malaria. It's also used to prevent malaria infections in areas or regions where it's known that other medications may not work. It may be used to treat that. Hey, so they hid that. They all hid it. Stu Peters said, "Grand opening of Maria Abramovich's first Ukrainian middle school cafeteria." I hope they're joking. I don't know if they are, but I just hope they're joking. What do you think? That's not the only thing about Marina. She's coming up again. "I am the black sheep," said, "Why do I cherish my rights and freedoms as an Australian? Because these men suffered so I could have them. And I will never dishonour them by giving them away. You'll have to take them from my," I'm going to put cold, dead body in there. Kylie Burton said, "Australian soldiers after their release from Japanese captivity in Singapore in 1945. Don't make it for nothing. Those poor guys." Kevin We the People Dad said, "I need someone to explain this to me. Why are all these diseases man-made? How long have they been attacking us like this? It's perfect for an evil person entity. You get humanity sick, you sell them a cure, and you get your population control. Does this look effing normal to you? Natural or man-made? Okay, hint, natural products cannot be patented, okay? They can't. Only man-made products. They are developed in a lab, and I believe they were trying to patent cancer quite a few years ago, okay? But it's not in here, okay? AIDS, US patent 5676977, owned by who would have thought? H1N1, US patent 8835624. Ebola, US patent 20120251502. Swine flu, US patent CA 2741523A1. BSE, I don't even know what that is, 007-003-1450A1. Zika, ATTC VR-84. SARS, US patent 7897744 and 8506968. Coronavirus, 0101-307-01. Do you know what this is? Look up what that is, and I'll tell you exactly what that last one is. It's the flu. Okay, just a little search, and here we have the Cambridge Org Dictionary. Coronavirus, a type of virus that causes disease in humans and animals. In humans, it usually causes respiratory infections, equals in the nose, throat, or chest, that are not serious, flu, but can sometimes cause more serious infections that can kill people, flu. SARS was a new strain of coronavirus. Coronavirus is thought to be the second most likely cause of sore throats, coughs, and sneezing. Because that's exactly what it is. Okay, let's go back. Yeah, and don't forget, I remember quite a few years ago, I think it was 2015 or something, they were trying to patent cancer. I don't know if they succeeded. Anyone can tell me if they've looked and if they have. George said, breaking. Smartmatic, the voting machine company that sued Mike Lindell, Rudy Giuliani, Fox News, Newsmax, etc. for defamation about the election, has been implicated in a bribery scheme according to a new indictment from the DOJ. Court documents indicate that the Justice Department has filed money laundering charges against former Filipino election administrator Andre Bautista, and that 4 executives from Smartmatic subsidiaries are implicated as uncharged co-conspirators. Who would have thought? See, you wait a while, the news comes snapping back at them. Rob Snyder said, don't you stupid... Oh, what? Don't you Canadians know this asshole fought for the Nazis? Not what we call Nazis today, like the real ones. This guy fought for Hitler, not like what we call people Hitler today, the Hitler, like actual Adolf Hitler. George Galloway said the last straw. The UNN said 98-year-old was given a standing ovation by the Canadian Parliament during Zelensky's speech. He was hailed as a hero for fighting against the Russians. Yaroslav Hunk fought for the 14th Division of the Waffen-SS. And look, they all give him a standing ovation. Oh, of course, Zelensky's there. They're all part of it. Great. They're all standing ovation for a bloody true. Oh, don't worry, Canadians. Our government aren't much better. They would do the same thing, I'll guarantee you. DOQ said the FCC, CIA, FBI, NASA and all the other alphabet gangs were not part of the US government, even though the US government held stock in the agencies. US versus Strang 254, US 491, Lewis versus US 680, F 2nd 1239. There you go. I believe he's actually giving you something to look up. DOQ said connect the DJT dots from the Fed to the Treasury. Digital Perspectives Permabull said, why is the Federal Reserve note no longer showing on the US debt clock, and now the US Treasury note is showing in its place? Anyone? Anyone? Retweet? XRP Army? I have no idea. But it's interesting. DOQ said the UN is bankrupt. Annalise said today morning the United Nations has been informed they are bankrupt, but the General Secretary heads of the World Health Organization. Oh, sorry, that they are bankrupt. The General Secretary and heads of the World Health Organization. Game over, perfect timing. New gold-backed financial system is ready and XRP will be the bridge currency. I don't know.
So the alleged closed-door meetings that are going on is there is an education process for heads of state, UN employees, and what's really happening. Well, as of this morning, for the first time ever, the United Nations has been informed that they are bankrupt. You're talking about the General Secretary, heads of the World Health Organization. They're all there right now.
Okay.
So they've been told la-la stories from their deep state handlers for so long now. World Economic Forum, the funds will come out tomorrow, people, Rothschild or, Chinese people. And, don't worry, by Friday you'll have the money. And now it's Umbrella, promising them that they're going to have the money by today. But they did not know how bad it was.
Okay.
Okay, take this with a grain of salt. I cannot tell where it's coming from. Okay. Joey Manarino said a German family that came here legally 15 years ago is being threatened with deportation today. They cite homeschooling as the offence. But I'm just going to go on a limb and guess it's because they're white living in Tennessee, probably voting Republican. Because why else would ICE be deporting them 15 years later, but not after any of the 18-40 million actual illegals who are breaking in here every day now? The family fled here in 2008 because Germany wouldn't allow them to homeschool. Now we're sending them back for seemingly the exact same thing. As long as Democrats have power, this country is forked. It really is. You're not the only ones, guys, honestly. We're all in trouble. Bill Mate, living on Aussie land, said the no rally in Melbourne today. Notice the flags are Aussie, not communist. I do. Good on us Aussies. They've been out there, protesting. I've had my fill. I'm here reporting. Vote No, Australia to a racist voice, said Professor McSpitty has been sacked. Remember this from the other day? Aussie Cossack says thousands of Vote No supporters watched Yes23 campaigner Professor Spitty on the big screen today in Sydney's Hyde Park.
I reckon your average child in primary school in Western Sydney's been taught how to behave much better than a professor at the Australian National University. The bloke who actually suffered the golly is here today. He was in the line of fire. Andrew Thaler, the spittee, the recipient of this present from ANU.
Let's not forget the best thing that the left do when confronted with reality and a truth, they lie. I did not spit on him. The old Bill Clinton excuse. With regards to Emeritus Professor Denise Ferris, I am now pleased to tell you that she is ex-Professor Denise Ferris. They may spit on us, but they are actually spitting on our Constitution. Keep your eye on the Aussie Cossack channel and mine during the week, because whilst I was spat on, I was also hit and physically assaulted by another male Yes protester, and I'm pretty sure that video will make its way out this week after he's been charged with assault. And I'll close on this. Takes a lot more than a few hits and a spit to take me down. I'm voting no. Thank you.
Well done, mate. And I'll be updating when the other person gets arrested, hopefully. Melinda Richards said that there's a tolerant left for you guys. It's the same in Australia as it is in the US or the UK or anywhere, Canada, everywhere. Very tolerant left, the ones that spit on you and hit you and go after women at women-only marches and things like that. Melinda Richards said government in Australia can no longer deliver, cannot be trusted, waste exorbitant amounts of money, cannot effectively budget, is way too big, is full of power-hungry bureaucrats, has overstepped its role, answers to globalists and not the people. So why would you trust a race-based constitutional change right now? If you're voting yes, do you honestly think it would make any kind of difference at the ground level? Over and above the billions and billions being wasted already? Do you really believe that? Our federal government's been bloated and incompetent for years. Our politicians are now the weakest in Australian history. This would be the exact time to leave our constitution alone, unless of course someone was brave enough to actually strengthen it for all Australians after the debacle of 2022. Vote no. There you go. I agree. It needs to be like our constitution, I believe, in Australia needs to be more like the American Constitution. It's just my opinion, but a lot of Australians would not feel that way though. And I'm mainly talking about your Second Amendment because, I don't know, Port Arthur must have really traumatised the Australian people because they are scared of them. Guns are bad, okay? Because they actually grow legs and arms and shoot people. Anyway. Oh dear, you don't want to know what I really think. Rep. Marjorie Taylor Greene said, outrageous. Biden's Department of Defence has US military service members living in filth and squalor on our own bases while they demand more money for Ukraine. I'm not voting to fund war while our own troops are treated worse than garbage. If this is true, that is disgusting. Kanoka the Great said, leaked photo of Shante Davis, a Jeffrey Epstein victim, giving Bill Clinton a massage back in 2002. Clinton flew on Epstein's plane at least 26 times in 2002 and 2003. Do you think the FBI ever questioned Bill Clinton about his friendship with Epstein? Yeah, I doubt it. We've seen this, most of us have seen this photo before. Is it the same one, actually? It does look like the same one from memory, but... Benny Johnson said, when was the last time you heard Mitch McConnell criticise Joe Biden? Why? Why hasn't Mitch McConnell, the Republican leader, lifted a finger to assist in the investigation into Joe Biden? Because Mitch McConnell's guilty too. Mitch McConnell went to China too. He went directly to China and he got rich. So that's why nothing's going on there. Stu Peters said, no, shit. Natural News said CDC confirms aluminium linked to childhood asthma and autism. There you go. Now, if they spray that from the skies as well, because I've heard aluminium, barium, strontium, among other things. Chicago Ray said Trump up 10 on Biden. He's 46 points on DeSantis. Do you think Cher will actually do it? Cher said, if Trump is elected to be president in 2024, I'm going to blow my brains out. Wow. Cher. Bit of a mental illness there. No, it's probably because she's going to get caught doing something she shouldn't be doing. Antonio Sabato Jr. said, breaking, Senator Rand Paul shut up to work at the Capitol, barefoot wearing a red bathrobe after the Senate changed the dress code to accommodate for John Fetterman. Oh dear. Yeah, just straight out of bed it looks like. Oh dear. Sorry, but that is funny. Chris Baxter said, with only 300 of the 23,000 submissions to the misinformation bill published to date, my suspicion has been all but confirmed. Government is slow playing the misinformation bill so they can make an emergency case for it when the failure of the Yes campaign is blamed on misinformation. You will recall various public personalities recently asking for misinformation by the No campaign to be recorded. This is the reason why. Labor also knows they won't be able to get sufficient support for the misinformation bill unless the public can be convinced that a great injustice has occurred at the feet of free speech boogeymen. Please retweet for awareness. There you go. I'll retweet that for you. No worries, mate. James Woods said no, they should be executed. Matt Wallace said, should the teens who ran over and killed an older man on his bicycle for fun get life in prison? James Woods seems to think no, they should be executed. I believe bring back capital punishment for things, certain things, murder, any attack on a vulnerable person like elderly, young, kids. You know what I'm talking about. The R word. Anyone who gets R'd, that person who did it, if they are proven to do it beyond a reasonable doubt, then, yep, I believe in capital punishment. Illuminati bot said Bill Clinton and Pope Francis call for urgent depopulation to save the planet. Well, you guys go first, please. Thank you very much. You can volunteer. Feel free. Oh dear. Go for it, guys. You go first. You and your cronies. Leading reports said breaking Arizona Senate has laid out RICO indictments against Katie Hobbs and others in violation of RICO Act RICO AC Act -13-2301, including bribery, racketeering, money laundering, drug trafficking, human trafficking, aiding and abetting the Sinaloa cartel, and election fraud. Wow, who would have thought? Julia said, what's going on with Dan Bongino? Oh, this was interesting. Dan Bongino said it's evil. Don't make the mistake I did. They're not wrong. They're evil. And he said, if only you knew. And then he said, none. So this was all on 23rd. This was all like a day ago. Or two. Wow. Joey Manarino said, my family came to the US from Italy in 1947. They did it the right way, the legal way. They came here, were processed through Ellis Island, and all worked. My grandfather was initially denied due to quotas, but came later. None of them ever asked for a dime in government assistance. This was them on the boat over from Italy. This is how it's done. Amazing. Pauline Hanson said, if Anthony Albanese was willing to mislead you about cutting power bills to get elected, what makes you think he wouldn't also lie about the real agenda of his risky and divisive Canberra voice? Because Anthony Albanese said Labor's Powering Australian plan will cut power bills by $275 a year for homes, and this was on December the 3rd, 2021. Nothing to see here. Look, they're too busy giving that money for every person in Australia to Zelensky in the Ukraine, okay? Because we are giving them money too. As far as I know, the UK are as well. Wyatt said John of God cult leader arrested for operating child sex slave farm. He kept teenagers as slaves and sold their babies for up to £40,000. Sabrina Betancourt commits suicide in Barcelona days after accusing John of God of running the slave farm. Here he is pictured with Marina Abramovic. What is she doing? She's not a doctor. Neither is he. What are they doing? What is he? Is he digging in her eye? What is he doing? These people are crazy. Insane. What are the other people saying about it? Great post, great reminder when you think about all of the accelerating censorship efforts and memory holding that's been done for 25 years. The gate, the pizza one, is by far the most suppressed topic in existence. Oh, he's got videos in here. Ooh. Okay. So there you go. I want to know what they're doing to her eye. Mark Weon said, new insane TikTok conspiracy theory just dropped. Thank you, FYP. Let's have a look at this. Look, we knew this years ago in the last fires in Australia. But anyway, let's have a look. I have to turn this volume down because of... So what it is the rail line they wanted to build in Australia, and the fires, bushfires and floods during pandemic, were Smart City Rail. Because that's where they want to take it. See? Right here. We knew this, and I reported on this way back. Unfortunately, the channel was gone now. But anyway, so are most of the videos, unfortunately. Africa Fact Zone said, why foreign aid isn't helping Africa. Raw stream on TikTok. Okay, what's this?
Foreign aid packages to Africa are essentially bribes to get their natural resources.
Oh, for goodness sake, I've done it again. Sorry, guys, I'll be back. Okay, let's try that again.
Foreign aid packages to Africa are essentially bribes to get their natural resources. I don't want our investors in Africa to get spooked if they hear aid from the West got cut, because it's probably a good thing. Let's just cut right to the chase. Foreign aid has never been about helping Africa. Africa has one thing the Western special interests care about: natural resources. At the same time, extracting natural resources is what keeps much of Africa from being as economically strong as it could be. And most of the African leaders know this. So how does the West get them to give up those resources? Easy. The West bribes the leaders. But Western special interests can't exactly hand the African leaders money in a public ceremony. So it's done indirectly by creating foreign aid packages and making it as easy as possible for the African leaders to take the money for themselves. The media acts like African leaders can just take foreign aid and move the money into the West without anybody noticing. Do they realize there are a stack of forms foreigners need to fill out to even get a bank account in Europe? Then there are compliance procedures, anti-money laundering measures, and multiple financial regulatory agencies that source the money all the way back to where it came from. We've been asked questions when we've moved less than $5,000 from Africa to the Western world. I couldn't imagine millions of dollars. The point is that no one can just move even a little money around in the Western world without being monitored, much less millions of dollars, unless the West wants that to happen. So if a leader embezzles millions of dollars from Africa into the Western banking system and they weren't audited with their accounts frozen, then there was a deal being cut to make that happen. It's ironic, isn't it? People accuse Africa of being corrupt, but the majority of the corruption in Africa involves Western special interest groups. But if you know this, it makes understanding economics and investing in West Africa a lot easier. We've had conversations with investors who are concerned that if Western African nations didn't play ball with Western special interests, that foreign aid could be cut and thus the economies of those countries would suffer, and as a result the investors could lose on their investments. The reality is the opposite. The less foreign aid a country takes, the better off they will be. When we are analyzing economic growth in a region, we look for population growth, value-added activities, and rising wages. In our analytics, foreign aid is actually a red flag and signifies a place we are more likely to avoid. But I want to know what you guys think. Do you think that foreign aid has done some good for Africa, or are you cynical like me and feel that foreign aid is a euphemism for a bribe? Let me know in the comments below. And as always, if this video provided value to you, give me a like and a follow. That really helps out my channel, and I'll see you guys on the next video.
Yeah, I agree, mate. I do think now that that's exactly what it is. Justice Warriors, the Children's Voices, UK Social Services Corruption, Social Worker states, I am not being recorded, then she walks away. Then she walks away. Let's, oh, here we go on to TikTok. Oh, no, no, no. No.
Again?
That will mean that now a child and family assessment would start.
Yeah, but why though?
Well, that's got done, isn't it?
Wrong, it's
You
wrong.
need to record me.
I
Yeah,
spoke
yeah,
to
I
a
know.
woman last night.
Yeah, I know. I say you work for social services,
ago.
don't you?
Who did you
So I
A
do need
week
to
and a
record
bit
it.
ago, called Jo,
Yeah.
right? I've explained to her, and she said she'll get back in contact, and she never did.
Right, so what happens now is it comes through to our team.
Yeah, but why? There's nothing wrong
So
with
we
the
need
kids.
to call, then we can come out and assess that. I'm not being recorded.
Well, it will, because I'll open YouTube, sorry.
Obviously, yeah,
You're
obviously.
wrong. You're wrong.
You walk
You're
away.
wrong.
Why have you got something to hide? Got something to hide?
You're absolutely
Aye.
wrong.
You got something to hide? You got something to hide or something? Are you corrupt, aren't you? Social services. Yeah, well, it's one of them. You will get recorded if you come around here, both of you. Yeah, go on. Yeah, go on. See you on YouTube later. You will get recorded every time you come around here, promise you. Go on, get back in your sausage vehicle.
Bye. Hey, see ya.
I'd advise everyone, if you have social services coming around, to record them. Okay, another one. This is all from TikTok at the moment. Let's have a look at this one. We'll make it big. Go back to the beginning. And here we go.
Over the last...
It says Raven Rock is this massive hollowed out mountain. It's a freestanding city with individual buildings, 3-story buildings built inside of this mountain. It has everything that a small city would. There's a fire department there. There's a police department, medical facilities, dining halls. The dining facility serves 4 meals a day. It's a 24-hour facility, and it was sort of mothballed to a certain extent during the 1990s. as the Cold War ended and then was restarted in a hurry after September 11th, and has been pretty dramatically expanded over the last 15 years, and today could hold as many as 5,000 people in the event of emergency. On the Cold War era plan for the US Post Office and other government agencies in the event of a nuclear attack, because she's not going to read that, so I will for you.
Last 15 years. And even though it was scrapped in the 1990s, they've reopened it, and the dining facility serves 4 meals a day. Now, what else makes me believe this is true is there's another facility in Norway, and it's the Global Seed Vault, also known as the Doomsday Seed Vault. So if something catastrophic was not going to happen, then why do we have this seed vault? And why is the Army spending $500 million to train soldiers to fight underground? That's right, U.S. Army leaders say the next war will be fought in mega cities. So do you guys think this is just a Reddit conspiracy? I'd love to hear what you guys think. Share your thoughts in the comments below. Like and follow for more.
We know why. We know why they're learning to fight underground. We found out a few years ago why they were fighting underground. Yeah, so most of us already know this, but I just thought I'd include it for anyone who doesn't know. And this one as well. Another one from Conspiracy TikTok.
But we destroyed that technology, and it's a painful process to build it back again.
Now I want you to think about the absolute crazy amount of progression there has been in the last 50 years with technology. It's a painful process to build this again. Is that foil? Let's not forget the phone call transmitted from the moon to the president.
Hello, Neil and Buzz. I'm talking to you by telephone from the Oval Room at the White House. And this certainly...
That's the most telling part to me, because you can't even put film through certain scanners at the airport without destroying it. But you can transmit all the way from the moon to the Earth through the Van Allen radiation belt. But I know people actually believe we didn't go to the moon.
But we destroyed that technology.
And I did see a video, but I couldn't find it, of where they store the NASA stuff after they finish with it. Here's another one.
If this, and this is not the only thing now, I'm going back to what they call the flu. There was not a live entity in this. It was an energy. Now, friends, all of the work I do, all of the evaluations I make is based on the flow of energy. If we can understand just a little of that, we can help ourselves to a very great extent. People need help today.
I would agree with that. People need a lot of help today. Oh, and this, something's wrong with the sky. What's your guess in this? Okay, let's have a look. I'll make it bigger.
Everyone is looking up, wondering why the sky is split. Look. The sky is broken.
Wow.
And everybody knows something's fishy, don't you? It's fishy, ain't it?
You know, that's the first time I ever seen this.
That's right.
It's fishy.
It seemed like there was a large mirror up there. And this one is a lady paying with her hand. But what happens, right? When you go to pay, what happens if the electricity goes out? You can't buy or sell anything if you've got a chip in your hand. It needs the electricity. Then there's look, if your government are coming out admitting these UFOs, be wary. And then there's this one. I'll just play this. This will be the last one, I think. Oh no, there's one more after this.
Demons. Alright, so this was his book. This religion was called Thelema, and it included Egyptian gods or goddesses like Nut, Hadit, which you can pause and read, and Ra, which is this thing. Notice the hat. You've seen it before, right? It's the same hat, fish hat, that the popes wear at the Vatican. This is the reason why they changed the Sabbath to Sunday for sun worship. They are worshiping these fallen angels, demons. If you go back and watch when Mitch McConnell gets his hand touched right before this man goes, and then everybody smirks. Like they knew that if she touched his hand that he would stop talking. All of these people are puppets, and they're all controlled by demons.
I would have argued that years ago, but not anymore. Now this one, this is a weird one. This deer.
What's going on? What this deer? I've never seen this. It's a young buck.
He started doing that walking in circles thing. You know how a lot of things have been, oh no, there's another one. This one, I wanted to show you this for ages. Conspiracy, fake nukes, and nuclear. Okay, now just bear with me. Listen to this.
You know, is that a 12-inch, scale model?
What?
Right.
Oh, that does look fake.
Because also the camera didn't move it all either.
You know what it looks like? It looks like the smoke is too big. Watch when it hits. Like the volume, like the size of it, it looks small.
I mean,
you know what I'm saying? I mean, it looks like we're looking at something that's like a few inches tall.
If you watch like making of Star Wars, any of the any movies before CGI, whenever they do anything like that, it's always with these tiny models.
Yes. Yeah, this looks fake as shit.
Let's get another one. It's like, okay, what the camera's fine.
Like, that's hilarious.
Oh, this is a good.
How did the cameras film through a nuclear event? Wouldn't the radiation kill the film? Interesting. There is a large conspiracy on whether they did this to make people scared. So you can let me know what you think down below about this, guys. And I won't be here for a couple of days. I'm looking after my grandson again. So I shall see you in a couple of days. Much love, guys. Have a good one. Bye.